Welcome to a new video. This is the 8th chapter of 12th education and the 3rd chapter of unit 2, theories of learning. So let's start from the introduction. Any academic discussion on various theories of learning is likely to raise certain doubts as to their validity. It is sometimes argued that since these theories have been developed on the basis of experimentation with the animals, their results cannot be fully applied to human beings. Secondly, different interpretations about learning psychology many times show disagreements. Whatever the reason, it would not be useful approach to ignore important theories of learning and their educational implications. So, the theories of learning are based on experimentations on animals, on various things. So the experimentations on animals give the theories which cannot be applied fully on human beings. This is clear. So many people, many authors, many thinkers interpret the learning psychology differently, the learning process differently. They have disagreements with each other, one another. So like this it goes. But whatever the reason, it is not useful to ignore the important theories of learning and their educational implications. Though many theories have many faults, but still we cannot ignore the important theories given by renowned thinkers, renowned educational scientists, and so on. So let's start. So first theory is trial and error theory, which is Thorndike's trial and error theory. The other name of this theory is connectionist theory, but trial and error theory is usually said. Then the conditioned response theory. Wait a minute. Conditioned response theory, which is called behaviorist theory also. Third is learning by insight theory, that is Gestalt theory. Okay, so let's start from trial and error theory. So this theory was put forward by an American psychologist, E.L. Thorndike. So E.L. Thorndike gave trial and error theory. According to him, learning is a matter of bond connection, the formation and strengthening of natural connections between situations and responses. These bond connections are formed through trial and error. So Thorndike said that the situation and the responses, the situations and the responses have natural connection, and this connection are formed by trial and error. By trial and error, the natural connection between situation and responses are formed, according to Thorndike. This means that the learning by making trials, by making errors or mistakes during the trials, and making further trials eliminates the wrong responses. This is absolutely correct. Like this, you make trial, like this, a situation appears and you respond. That is called trial, first trial, and that trial gone wrong. Then in the second trial, you will understand what mistakes you did in the former trial, and then you will correct yourself and react or respond to that. If in the second response also you do some mistakes, in the third trial you will correct your all mistakes and you will get the solution. Like this, the trial error theory says. Okay. For example, a cyclist learns cycling after a good amount of trial and error for maintaining balance. So a cyclist first, in his first trial, he can be fail in his attempt, but in second trial, in third trial, and fourth trial, he will be uh, experienced cyclists. He will not do mistakes because he learned from his mistakes, his former mistakes. And how he learned? Because he did many trials and he has seen many errors and he learned from the errors. This is all trial and error theory. Okay, let's learn interesting experiments of Thorndike on trial error theory. Thorndike's puzzle box experiment. Thorndike studied the character of trial and error learning in a number of experiments on cats. The use of specially designed puzzle box shown below was favorite device for with him. This is the puzzle box he made for the cats to experiment with them. How trial and error theory works. The cats will try to enter to eat the food or something, and they will try from which door they can enter inside the box, and they will try. They will get errors. They will learn from the errors, and at last they will find the right door to enter inside the box. Like this. Okay. He found bond connection theory. All learning is a matter of bond connection, strengthening the neural connection between the situations and responses. Second is stimulus and motive. The stimulus may be in the form of motive or need or desire to attain the goal. This impels the individual to. So like this, the food inside the box will force the mind of the cat to go inside the box. The food is the goal or the motivation for the cat to do trials and to do errors and to learn from the errors, and then the final trial and inside the box and food is there. Like this. Okay. So in Thorndike's theory, there is a law of readiness. What is law of readiness? The law emphasizes the importance of readiness to learn. According to this law, when a certain conduction unit is ready to conduct, for it to do so will result in satisfying state, and the failure to do so will be annoying. So this says that what is readiness? Readiness is there if there is a motive or a attractive goal there. That goal will force you to act. Okay, and that gives birth to readiness, and that readiness will result. If you will get your goal, you will be happy. If you will not get the goal, you will be sad. That is the factor given by readiness. So readiness is what you call readiness is a situation when you are prepared fully for action, for response, because there is a motivation or goal there. This means when a person feels ready to learn or to act, learns or acts more efficiently with the greater satisfaction. Readiness means you are prepared to act. You are not just started acting. First you prepared yourself to act, and you are prepared, then you act. This is readiness. Readiness for action. I think you all are well understood what is readiness. This all comes in the trial and error theory. Okay, get that in your mind. Then law of exercise. What is law of exercise? Law of use. First start. Broadly speaking, this law implies the learning takes place by exercising, by doing, or by actively participating in the performance. We learn that we we learn that we do and we do not learn what we do not do. We learn what we do and we do not learn what we do not do. In simple words, use strengthens and disuse weakens bonds of conduction units. So, law of exercise says that the learning process takes place by exercising, by doing, and by actively participating in a given situation, by acting, because by doing we learn. If we will not do, we will not learn. Okay, so by using your physicality or your mind, you will use something, and that will strengthen the bond of conduction units. And if you not use them, your assets, those things will weaken the bond of connection. Okay, law of use. When a modifiable connection is made between situation and response, the connection's strength is increased. This emphasizes the need of importance of the practice. In other words, practice makes man perfect. So law of use means to use your mind, your body, to act, to respond to a given situation. That is law of use, and that is practice. That makes man perfect. Law of disuse means when a modifiable connection is not made between situation and response over a length of time, the connection strength is decreased. This law implies the negative value of lack of practice. So law of disuse means you did not make any connection, any ideal connection between the situation and response, and you are actionless. Then the connection is weakened, the connection is decreased by time, and this gives us a theory that negative value, and then this gives us the theory that without practice, the readiness, the what do you call, potential, everything is decreased. So this is the law of exercise. So then this is the most important. Then the law of effect comes, and other thing comes, but mostly the law of exercise and the law of readiness are most important things in Thorndike's trial and error approach. Law of effect means by trying and getting errors, you learn, and everything goes on, and you will learn from the effect what you acted on, and then you learn. So in the next video I will teach you the what do you call conditioned response theory and the learning by insight theory. Thorndike's trial and error theory is over. I think you all are well understood. Then we will, in my next videos, I will teach you the conditioned response theory and learning by insight theory. Till then, if you like the video, like, share with your friends, and if you have not subscribed, subscribe. This type of videos will regularly come in channel. Thank you for watching.